Remember the 60s, that era that a lot of people, have these glorious memories of, which they really weren't that great those years. But one thing that did happen during the 60s was some music of an unusual or experimental nature did get recorded and did get released. Now look at who the executives were in those companies at those times. Not hip young guys. These were cigar-chomping old guys who looked at the product that came and said, I don't know. Who knows what it is? Record it, stick it out. If it sells, all right. We were better off with those guys than we are now with the supposedly hip young executives, who are making the decisions of what people should see and hear in the marketplace. The young guys are more conservative and more dangerous to the art form than the old guys with the cigars ever were. And you know how these young guys got in there? The old guy with a cigar, one day he goes, well, I took a chance. It went out, and we sold a few million units. All right, I don't know what it is. Well, we got to do more of it. I need some advice. Let's get a hippie in here. So they hire a hippie. They're bringing a guy with the long hair. Now, they're not going to trust him to do anything except carry coffee and bring the mail in and out. He starts in there. He's carried the coffee. Well, we can trust him. He brought the coffee 4 times on time. Let's give him a real job. Okay, he becomes an A&R man. From there, moving up and up and up, next thing you know, he's got his feet on the desk, and he's saying, well, we can't take a chance on this, because it's just simply, that's not what the kids really want, and I know. And they got that attitude. And the day you get rid of that attitude and get back to, who knows, take a chance, that entrepreneurial spirit where even if you don't like or understand what the record is that's coming in the door, the person who is in the executive chair may not be the final arbiter of taste of the entire population.
I think that the reason that people circulate music so much on the net is because they can't get access to it any other way, because the radio is bullshit. And that's the kind of only way you can do it. I do find it quite amusing that the record industry itself chooses to blame the internet for its demise. Whereas everyone knows damn well it's because they're not flogging things that people want to buy. and because the whole like music scene is just completely sewn up and really tight.
There used to be these sort of radio personalities who you at least wanted to believe were choosing their own music and playing stuff that they really loved. But now it's all pre-programmed. It's okay, you have to play the No Doubt single or the Bush single or the Limp Bizkit single every hour. And so it just doesn't feel creative or interesting. And there's no way that these DJs, all you have to do is listen to the sounds of their voices. And there's no way that they're going to go into a record store and look for something. They don't have any control over what's played. It's just set out in front of them. It's all pre-recorded.
Radio is facing competition now on so many fronts and losing listenership and time spent listening with the younger demographic, and that's their future. If kids don't grow up being involved in radio, for example, they won't listen to radio when they're 25 or 35 or 45. So they're having to resort to new avenues of distributing their content, podcasting, streaming, audio, and so on and so forth. So in that realm where industries literally have to reinvent themselves almost on a daily basis, it requires people to have not only a broad understanding of industries and technologies, but also the innovative spirit to go in and connect the dots and create new avenues of distribution or new kinds of program content.
The nature of monopoly is to perpetuate itself in its own image and not to innovate. And also, as these companies get bigger, there's more to lose, and that means that you need immediate results. You can't develop talent, because talent can't be developed overnight. What you can develop overnight instead of talent is, for want of a better term, sensation. So you get something that's kind of spectacular like Ricky Martin, but something with depth. You can't do that overnight. Cannot be done.
These companies look to get bigger solely because they're run by business people and not creative people. They don't give a damn about the creative umbrella that's underneath it. These are business people. So they feel personally no attachment to the art that's underneath them. Green is the bottom line to them, and by any means necessary. You know, they treat records and music as somebody would treat Brillo pads or Frito-Lay's chips.
I don't think anybody at this point knows the answer to how the music business resolves itself to become a healthy and viable business in the long term. I think there's any number of possible solutions, or indeed there may be a bunch of smaller solutions that add up to one larger solution. There are several different things floating around. In my mind, one of the key aspects of the future is cell phones, because every kid has a cell phone, even if they don't have a credit card. And it's really easy to get something if you've got a cell phone, particularly when mom or dad are paying the bill. And therefore, I think a model for the future is the ability, which we're not there technologically yet, to get any song you want, anytime you want it on your cell phone with a high quality. And at some point, that becomes a monthly service fee, which is divided amongst the companies. And it feels like it's free, even though you're paying for it and you don't think about it. And therefore, it becomes a way of feeling like you're getting the same kind of experience.
Don't sign with a label, don't sign with a record company, because the minute you sign your name, you will lose all the rights to your music, and you'll never see a dime. So what you should do is build up your following by continuously playing, save up your money, and record your own stuff on your own CDs, and then learn to market yourself. Sell your own CDs right out of your vehicle, right out of your shows, just like Johnny Cash sold his records right out of the trunk of his car. By doing that, you'll make all the money of the CD, and you'll make back your money 10 times faster. And you can take that money and then advertise in magazines with your picture so people will see you. Learn how to market. And then once you do that, you will control everything, so that when a company like Mountain Dew or a company like Nissan comes up to you and wants to offer you $100,000 for 30 seconds of your song, you will control all of it. You can make your own deals with them. And because if you sign with a label, the label will take it all, and you won't see one nickel. And that's the reason why labels will give you $1 million up front, put you on the cover of Rolling Stone, make you a big star. They'll invest $4 million into you, and they'll take about $14 million making that kind of money off of you, and you'll end up owing them $2 million. So you'll never see a dime of anything that you do. And when you start to make money for the company, they make you record another song so that you will go back in the hole again, the company does. So that's the reason why you'll never see a dime in royalties. You'll be lucky if they even give you 35 cents a record. Whereas if you sell your own CD, whatever it costs you to make the CD, above and beyond that, you will put in your pocket.
You know, all these records in the past that had 2 good songs and 10 rubbish ones. Maybe those days are over.
But I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here.
To start out now as a band would be far more of a struggle. You know, I mean, it's interesting. When we started, we got funding from a record company to go on tour, and they kept us on tour with their funding for the first 2 years. And now, because record companies aren't making money, that's all stopping, and instead they're starting to rely on radio play and videos, which is kind of horrific to us. You know, and with the way radio's going, it's the idea that they're in charge of We Breaks bands instead of concerts, instead of, you know, we would never have left Oxford without funding. We'd never have come to America, and it's just, and it's sad in a way.
And then they choose to blame the internet. The bottom line is the shareholders. Shareholders are greedy. The companies themselves are poisoned and fucked up. And if they go down, bye-bye. Good riddance.